Hello, 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 YouTube! My name is rhianaB and welcome back to my RuPaul Drag Race Season 12 review. This time we will be going over the second premiere episode following last week's first premiere. We have a lot to talk about tonight. But before I delve into that, on top of the rest of the episode, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified about my latest videos. Check out my first premiere review. You can check that out. I will leave a link somewhere along this video or at the very end of the video. And also, when you subscribe to my channel, check out my other RuPaul Drag Race reviews. I have multiple playlists featuring all sorts of seasons, so please go check that out. I would really appreciate it. Let's delve into this whole controversy thing. So if any of you do not know, there was a news article that was released courtesy of BuzzFeed News talking about Miss Sherry Pie. Now, according to the BuzzFeed News article, Sherry Pie had been involved with multiple catfishing incidents involving 5 separate men, where she would basically portray herself as a casting director of some sort and would ask these men to do various things that tended to be rather inappropriate. I won't delve into details because it is a little disturbing. And since this, she has made some statements on top of World of Wonder actually disqualifying Sherry from the show. Now, obviously, how this show is filmed and how it is edited, there's no way to take out Sherry out of this season. There's no way to take her out. So what's going to happen is that she's been disqualified. She's not going to be attending any of the finales, probably not going to be at the reunion either. So besides what we're going to see from these set episodes, we're not going to see much of Sherry Pie, which is honestly very, very sad because I'll go into more detail about this later on in the review, but she actually was a really talented queen, so it kind of is just so disappointing that a queen who is very talented and does seem to have, like, a good way of being around people, and again, I'll explain that in the video, don't go attacking me, please. But it's sad that she was involved with something like this. So I don't know how I'm really going to be really going over this in this particular review, and even once I do my finale episode, once the whole season has wrapped. I mean, it's kind of a touchy subject. So also, not only this, but I'm getting off of doing Survivor, where they had their own scandal. So a lot of my favorite reality competition shows are going through a lot of scandal and controversy right now. So I will explain that at the very end of the video, but let's actually delve into this episode, shall we? So besides Miss Sherry Pie, we also have in this second premiere, Miss rhianaB Sakura, Dahlia Sin, Jan, also known as Jane Sports, but again, like Britta, filter, can't say her name on television because of copyright, Jaden Essence Hall, and Aiden Zane. Now, basically, the whole setup of the episode was the exact same as it was with the first premiere last week. So the mini challenge was a fall and spring runway, along with the maxi challenge, which was actually a little bit of a differentiation. This one was called You Don't Know Me, and it's inspired by Bob Fosse. So it's gonna be very Broadway, very Chicago, all that good dramatic stuff. So a little bit different than what we had last week. In preparation for the lip sync, we have each girl kind of go in their little tiny groups and then they finally come together. Rock kind of wants to play a character because she's a little concerned about her performance ability, especially compared to some of the other girls. Also, it's funny how not many of these girls know who Bob Fosse is. I feel like he is like a gay icon in a sense, or at least if you, and a lot of these girls are from or around New York City, so it's shocking that they don't know Bob Fosse that much. Also, especially since there was a freaking, FX series on his life along with, I forgot her name already, but basically it was based around Bob Fosse and somebody else. There's been multiple stuff about Bob Fosse. Rock and Sherry take the lead in the choreography, which leads to the rehearsal, and if I thought the first premiere's rehearsal was rough, this is 10 times worse than what it was in the first premiere. It was bad. Literally, we had Sherry and rhianaB, and even in some cases Jan, trying to do very complex choreography because it is Broadway, very known for their choreography styling. And then you have people like Jada and Aiden who aren't necessarily dancers, who are trying to get through the movement and trying to understand and also putting their own style of drag into what this lip sync is supposed to be. And Jada in particular gets very, very defensive and argumentative between mostly Jane and Sherry about them wasting too much time on doing these grandiose, more complex steps when they should be doing something more simple where everyone can do it. On the other side, though, you can also argue that with all of this arguing, they're wasting time already. So it's like, what's the point of this type of a thing? You know, it's just kind of stupid. So with that really rough rehearsal process, we move on to the next day. All the girls are getting ready. A couple of them are a little nervous because of the whole debacle that was the rehearsal the night before. But before we get to that, we had another really touching moment, or a mirror moment, shall we say. And Rock talks about how she kind of had this trigger by being the leader, or one of the leaders of this challenge, because having a sense of leadership reminds her when she was a child and how she was picked on or sometimes singled out by her mother, who was addicted to meth, and in fact even blamed her addiction on her children, which it's just, people like that, it's so sad that they exist, or that they have that mental capacity, because it's just, it hurts so many people around them, and it's just absolutely terrible. And I really felt for Rock, and at that point she had been a very, you know, comedic person, very lively, full of energy, and it was nice to kind of see her being brought down to such a human, vulnerable level. I mean, I really felt for her and made me love her even more. She's definitely one of my favorites as of right now. And then we also had a moment between Sherry, who went and talked to Aiden about her being inside her own head a lot during the rehearsal, as well as kind of throughout the whole competition as of right now. It hasn't been much competition yet, but Aiden seems like a very like an introvert, very inside her own head, is a freak as far as like being an outsider, which is why I like her a lot, but it does kind of get in the way of her own path moving forward. So that's something we probably need to look after here as more episodes happen. But as we saw later on, she actually has a lot of potential. And with that, we move on to the lip sync for You Don't Know Me. Honestly, yet again, the editors and the producers definitely wanted us to squirm in our seats because we didn't know what the performance was going to be like. This one in particular, I was extremely nervous because I had no idea of how this was going to turn out, how it was going to look. So at the end of the day, it was actually really good. It was very Broadway. I loved all the costumes, in particular, I did love Aiden because it just reminded me of Sally Bowles, which is from Cabaret, and I do love Cabaret. And even Michelle even picked up on that as well. My favorites were definitely Aiden, Jan. I did like Rockham, and sadly I did like Sherry's too. Honestly, they were all pretty good. The exception probably being Dahlia, only because she seemed very either reserved or she was trying to do sexy. And Broadway, it's hard to just do pure sex appeal. Like, you kind of have to have something else to go along with that sex appeal. Being that I've been in theater myself, although it feels like eons ago at this point. You know, you have to have something else to create a character instead of just being quote unquote the sexy one, because it's kind of just like, you know, it's not much else there. So anyway, after the lip sync, which was again very, very good, we move on to the runway, which was Tulle. I literally had to find this tulle in one of our closets because I didn't remember where I had it, because I reconstructed my prom dress for Get Dusted actually, and I had a ton of it left, so it's actually a good thing I kept it because I can wear it today. Also, this headpiece that I made, I wore it to another Get Dusted where I went as like a racer, hence like the checkered eyeshadow that I have on today. Also, again, don't clock me for not having fake lashes on. I have still yet to get fake lashes. It may be some time until I can even get fake lashes. Hopefully by the end of this series review weekend, I can get some more fake lashes. Anyway, on to the runways. So yet again, I will do the same thing that I did last week. I will go through each girl by alphabetical order and go through their entrance look, spring and fall, and then their actual runway look. So let us start with Miss Aiden Zane, starting with her entrance look. I really did like her entrance look. To me, it is very androgynous. I love a good pleather leather pant or bodysuit action because I wish I had the body to rock it, but I don't. And also, I really love that kind of classical print. It kind of looks like iron or gold bars that you would see in architecture. It's really, really beautiful, and it's cool little contrast with the pleather and with the pleather concept. The hair is cut super, super bob short, and she always just has a really interesting makeup. I wonder if she's going to be able to do a lot with that makeup, because if you look at someone like Crystal, she has very elaborate makeup, but she is able to either tone it down or really elaborate it, like what we saw her do last episode. Whereas Zayden, it is elaborate, but it's very simplistically elaborate, if that makes any sense. So I don't know how her makeup's gonna go throughout the rest of the season. We'll have to wait and see. But as far as this look is concerned, I give this a toot. And then moving on to her first look of the runway, this is for spring. I thought this was actually really, really adorable. It does remind me very 60s, 70s-ish with the type of a dress, and its bright color, but also the boots, being that they're kind of like go-go style boots. It's also really cute with the gloves, the little drops, and of course the little sunflower on top of her head. It's just really, really adorable. And she sold it. She knows how to sell a garment. I really did like it. It is a little simplistic, which I wonder if that's going to be her main style. It's like sophisticated fashion, but not like, it's very simplistic. I guess in a way kind of like Sasha Velour. But regarding this look, I give this a toot as well. For her fall, this was the one that I wasn't entirely sure if I was on board with, because to me, it just seemed like a throw-on cape with a bodysuit and some socks, or are those boots? I honestly can't tell in the pictures that I took. Either way, I will say, like, from the neck up, I love, and you can even say from the waist up, I love. I just wish there was a pant. Like, couldn't you have just done the cape shirt shift with a pair of pants, and that would look, or even some shorts, and even that would make it a little bit better for me, because I just don't really like that it's just a cape and a bodysuit. It's not, and even that cape is a little old-fashioned and not in a good way. So, although I love her makeup and I love the little hat with the earrings, the rest of the look I just don't really like. So this one, I'm gonna give it a boot. And then finally moving on to her runway, where yet again the runway theme was tulle. This dress was so cute. This I really, really, really liked. First off, it's in a shade of green that I love. I love neon and I love lime green. It's just such a pretty, pretty color. And with this hair, and being that it's almost like a violet-esque sort of a color, it's so beautiful. And even though her makeup, yeah, it's very weird and almost geometric kind of in the way that the eyebrows are shaped and her lids are shaped. It all works. She looks very feminine. She looks her, and I just thought it was so adorable, and I kind of wish I had a dress like this. It is that pretty. So definitely for sure I am giving this a toot. Next up we have Miss Dahlia Sin with her entrance look first. Honestly, here's the thing. It looked better on TV than it does in a still photograph. And I think that's because it's denim. Sometimes denim just looks better when you're moving, like, or at least when you're watching it move, instead of it just in stagnant photo. Because in stagnant photo, it literally just looks like a mess of acid wash denim, and something that probably Justin and Brittany would wear back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, And here's the thing, I love denim, I do like some good acid wash, but it's a lot. It's a lot. But I don't think it's bad enough for me to garner it, you know, a boot. So I think I'm gonna do what I did last time, and I'm just gonna be, you know, toot? Questionable toot? On to spring. This I actually really did like. This was really, really cute. Very simplistic, but it does work. Her body looks snatched. It's really cool to do that like voluminous like billowing on like the front of on your chest and on your shoulders, and even if you was higher up, it just adds more dimension, especially if your waist is super cinched. And her hair is super, super cute with the red, and the red and the green do go really great together. I probably shouldn't say it's like full red, it's like orangey red, but you know what I mean. But anyway, this look is really, really nice. So this one I will give a toot. To fall now. This one, here's the thing. This is a type of an outfit that it's very divisive. It's really pretty high fashion, and I can totally see that, but it's just really, really odd. It's literally a horizontal fur stripe tube dress with a hood. And if it were just a top or just a skirt, I think I would forgive this look a lot more, but I feel like it's just a lot. It's, again, like her first look. It's just, I kind of wish this were edited down a little bit more, because it just, I don't know. I think I'll give this a questionable toot too, because it's not bad enough for me to boot it, because there are parts of it I do like, especially the way she did the hair, which I picked from watching them de-drag. Apparently they're like little rubber like coils or little curls that you could just stick on your face, which is so ingenious. I didn't think that's how they did that. And her makeup looked good. So I think I'll just give this I'll give it a toot. And finally, we move on to runway. This look, it's okay. It's okay. She does look good in it. It is a little bit of a different take on tulle, because it is still a dress and there's still a lot of volume being that it is tulle, but it's really interesting to pair it with the thigh-high leather, red leather boots. It does make it a lot better. She kind of looks very like Shakira-esque, because of the boots and a lot of volume and movement in her clothing to move with her body, and then the hair is very Shakira. I do agree with Michelle. She needs to, up the impact of her makeup, because it is very simplistic. Now, granted, if you have nice features, you maybe don't need to exaggerate them as much, but if you're doing drag, you need to look like you're doing drag. So I do agree her makeup probably needs to be bumped up a little bit, but I mean, it's okay, but I think it is a little bit better than just a questionable toot. So this one I will give a toot. Now let's move on to Miss Jada Essence Hall. Entrance look, apparently a look, if not most of her looks, are all handmade by her. So if this is a handmade look, I mean, because this was absolutely beautiful. That color looks gorgeous on her skin, and her hair was so well done. It's so cool, and that hair along with that style of dress, it just made, and she's already a tall girl, it made her look so much taller. And as a drag queen and as a performer, that's pretty much a good thing. So that's great. The matching jewels, just the sparkle factor, that top, it's like sheer-esque but still covering all the business. This look is absolutely amazing. This I love. This gets a toot from me. To spring, this is really, really cute. Again, a little bit more just simplistic fashion, which for a runway, it isn't terrible, even though we are in a drag competition. But this dress, again, if she made this, then this is a well done dress. The peplum, it lands right on the hip, so it gives her hips more shape. The crisscross on the chest the kind of like halter style, the little peplum at the very bottom. She's still showing some skin. This look was so good. This is just wow. She has really great taste and really great fashion sense. So I'm very excited to see what she's gonna bring fashion-wise to the competition. So spring, another toot for me. Then on to fall. This was probably my favorite look. I'm a sucker for like urban style pants and a cool jacket with a just really cool overall look. This is to me the coolest look out of all the ones she put on today. This was the coolest. It is so urban, all the white and the purpley tones with the kind of almost gaga yellow hair. Oh, it's just so good. It is so good. It's so good. I kind of want to wear this look. I want to wear it. It's that cool. And yet it's still like draggy. You know, it's like, because the pants are a little bit more elaborate. Definitely the fur on the arms are a lot more elaborate, but it's just, you know what? I think I love it so much, I may give this a shoot. It's just so good, and I want to rip it off her body. It's so nice. I love it. Okay, let's move on to her next look, which is absolutely beautiful. Truly beautiful. Yes, you could argue it's a tulle dress like a lot of the girls did wear, but it is so beautiful. It's so well done. It fits her like a glove. The earrings, the hair, she just looks so elegant. I could see her going to the Grammys in this type of a dress. It's just, mwah. Like I said, if this is the fashion she's going to be bringing this season, then I am very excited to see what she's going to do for the rest of the season. Her fashion just, even though I didn't love her attitude a lot during rehearsal process, her fashion just, it made my heart sing. So this look will get another toot. Now we move on to Miss Jan, aka Jan Sport, entrance look. I will give it to her that she went with a sports theme because it is technically in her name, although we're not allowed to say it on national television. I mean, obviously it's Jersey inspired, and also there's the big J for Jan, the hair in a high ponytail. Although it's fun, I kind of wish that her shoe wasn't a high heel, that maybe she could have done like a high heel tennis shoe. I know those exist, girl. I think that would have made it a little bit more overall cohesive. It's not bad, but it's not really wowing me. It is telling me who she is though, so I'll give her a lot of credit for that. So this will get a toot. Now on to spring. This was really cute. This seemed right up Jan's alley. It's super feminine. She has a beautiful face to rock something like this. And the hair was super cute. It did show skin, but it is very like inspired by like milkmaid, European style. I really did think it was really cute. I don't know if I loved the shoes all terribly much, but I did like the overall look, so I will give this a toot as well. Now her fall look, that's where she took a bit of a different turn. She kind of went dark a little bit with this. It's like dark and mysterious. The green, like, I don't know if that's almost like inspired by like crocodile kind of skin, and all of the patterns it went down in. It's very interesting and very unique. I loved her hair and makeup because it went very dark, which is something I didn't expect for her to do, but seeing her range, it's making me open up to her fashion. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite look, but I do appreciate just the overall uniqueness of it, and the fact that it is something outside of what she did in her first two looks. I'll give her credit for that, so I will also give this a toot. And finally on to runway. Here's the thing. I appreciate Jan for stepping outside of the box because she went with like a construction look, kind of, sort of, just made out of like a tulle shirt and pant, kind of. I think the pants are semi-tulle too, and also just, you know, the play on words. She's a construction worker with tools. You know, this is called tulle, You know what I mean? So she is very clever, and she likes to think. She likes to, you know, make things a little bit more unique and something you wouldn't expect. Out of all the runway looks, this definitely was not my favorite just because it seemed a little too simplistic. I only really gave it credit because it was a unique concept and she did sell it, and plus her face is just gorge. She has a beautiful face. So, I mean, again, I'll give this a 2 because it is interesting, but it didn't wow me really in the sense that some of the other gowns did. So, now on to Miss Rakam Sakura. Her entrance look. This I really liked. Yes, it is a bodysuit. I'm not missing that point at all. But what I loved is that she amped up the bodysuit. There is so much going on. It looks like an interesting like Sailor Moon concept. Like she's one of the like the smaller Sailor Scouts. It's been a long time since I've watched Sailor Moon, people. Do not come at me for that. But and also like the random little butterfly on the single finger, the cool like glasses like eyepiece. Her makeup is so beautiful to look at. It really is. The only thing I will say, girl, that's a tiny heel you got on, and I don't know if you're gonna be doing any like dancing or anything like that, so I don't know why you decided to go with such a tiny heel, because those honestly look like character shoes that you wear in theater. So, but everything else I really like. It's super kawaii, funness. I like it, so this gets a toot. Spring runway look. Wow. I already liked, you know, Rock's personality, but her fashion is so fun to look at. This first look, the fact that she drew a lot of these patterns and designs on the clothes, that is talent. I can't draw nearly that well, so kudos to her. I love the almost like Chad Michaels from season 4 political challenge, like, you know, little pom-poms in the hair. It's so cute, and it's kind of just an interesting overall look. Like, it's, again, a lot going on, but it is very kawaii. It is very cute and colorful and all of that good stuff. Again, the shoes, not sure if I like the shoes all that much, but I mean, I couldn't get over that beautiful cape, and the hair, her makeup again, always on point. So again, I'll give Rock for spring a toot. Following that up with fall, I feel like this is Rock M. Sakura in a simplistic state. This is very simplistic. It just tailors to the body, and the thing is it's simplistic, but it's still matching her personality and her overall fashion sense. It's beautiful color with the bright blue, matches the makeup. The cute little koi fish, to go back to her Asian heritage, is super cute. The mix between blue and orange is just super nice. I really like this. I hope we see some more of like simplistic Rock, because she does simplistic just as well as she does over the top super kawaii. So I really like this. So this will also get a toot. And finally, on to runway. This I really liked. This was really cool. And here's the thing, I could not help but relate this to last season where we had freaking Soju in that giant tulle mess of fabric dress that she created. It's like, this is like what should have been done to that dress. The tulle is there. There is no doubt there is a ton of tulle on this dress, but it's tailored. It's fitted to her body. It's on the arms, it's on the skirt. You can see her waist, it shows her legs, and all of the volume of the tulle is behind her in the back to make it look more interesting. And to me, that is what saved this. If she just did a formless blob of a tulle dress like what Soju did last season, the judges would have read her for it. It would not have looked that good. But because there's shape, and it looked like there was a lot of thought that went into this particular dress, and that it was made well, along again with her face and her hair, this is awesome. This to me is awesome. And you know what? What the hell? I didn't do this last episode. I'll do it here. This will be my other shoot. This, Miss Rock'em Sakura for Tool Runway gets a shoot. And we do still have Sherry left, but since she's technically not going to be winning anything, I'm not going to go super crazy with her looks. So just straight down the line, I'll go through, you know, entrance, spring, fall, and runway, and I'll just toot and boot them. That's all I'm going to give them. So entrance look, toot. Spring, toot. Fall, boot. And then runway, toot. So again, just like in the first premiere, we had no one go home this episode, but it was a top 2, and against a lot of people who were watching tonight after the allegations brought up earlier today, it was probably a little disappointing to see Sherry in the top alongside Miss Jada. Now here's the thing. I understand that people were upset that she's in the top, but you gotta remember that at the time of this filming, this was not made to light. And even, I will say, it is suspect that we're getting this news right when the premiere was going to happen. That's the only thing I'll say about this all happening right now. But, I mean, I'm gonna judge this lip sync just forgetting about the controversy, focusing on their actual performances, and just giving my opinion on that. And here's the thing. I think Jada did deserve to win that lip sync. She gave it a lot of energy, but she was also, you know, listening to the lyrics and really following them with her performance. I think she did deserve to win. However, I did think that Sherry had some good moments. She played it up like very campy, very Broadway style, which is her character, so it makes sense that she would perform that way. It wasn't bad. It was not bad. And honestly, I think she was pretty close on par to Jada. But I think because Jada did a little bit more as far as like she did freaking splits and she was walking around on that stage and giving face, I think that's what gave her the win. So Jada ends up winning the first lip sync and goes home with a $5,000 paycheck. So that's pretty much the end of the episode, because we also wrap up with Group 1 meeting Group 2 of the queens, and I do wonder how these queens are going to bond, because we obviously did see in season 6 when they did this, there was a little bit of a rivalry in the beginning, but they eventually like blended together like any other season of Girls would do. So that's about it. Also, at the very end, there was more information talking about Sherry, and in this disclaimer, it says, in light of recent developments and Sherry Pie's statement, Sherry Pie has been disqualified from RuPaul's Drag Race. Out of respect for the hard work of the other queens, VH1 will air the season as planned. Sherry Pie will not appear in the grand finale scheduled to be filmed later this spring. I think that was a good call. Yes, I know some people are going to be upset that we're going to have to watch Sherry throughout the rest of the season knowing about these allegations. And yes, she's been disqualified. That's probably the best thing they could do. But it's also, if you edit her out or you alter it in any way, it does take away from what the other girls have done throughout the season, which is just as important and the reason why we're still watching. There's still all these other girls who have worked really hard to get on these seasons and want to show the world what they're made of, so they shouldn't let something like this affect it. And also, not only that, but also to the hard work of the crew behind the scenes who work really hard on these episodes. They do deserve to have their products shown to the world. So I think that was a good call for them to show the season as a whole. And yes, it is going to be awkward to see Sherry as the episodes go on, because we don't know how long she's going to be staying in the competition. That's the other thing. We don't know how well she's going to do. So we'll have to just wait and see on that. At the end of the day, VH1 and World of Wonder did the best that they could given the situation, and I don't think they were even remotely aware that this was a thing. This was probably pretty hard. This was like a very kept secret by Sherry and the victims, obviously. So I don't know. It's going to be difficult. I don't know if we're going to hear any more about this on the show itself, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. but I do want to end not on a super sad note. So I do want to give you all a reminder that this will be the last review that I do of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12 until after we know our current winner. I don't have time to film episode by episode. A lot of stuff is happening in my family and with myself right now, so I can't put myself to commit to that. But I will do a finale season review of all the episodes after the premieres and do my top fashion looks, who went home, in what order, some of my favorite lip syncs, all that good stuff. So wait for that. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. So if you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave comments down below. Any thoughts regarding the episode tonight, the Sherry situation, anything about Season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race, please let me know. I would love to read your comments. And if you want to see my future videos or videos I've already done, go ahead, hit subscribe, and hit the little bell icon so you can be notified when my videos come out. That's all I have for you guys today, and until the next video, bye! Mwah!